Good. This is what we're hoping for, right? The good dotes, the big stuff here, and what a fantastic afternoon! And we are actually just getting started, so our teams are both ready, guys. Draft wise, both these teams they share a pretty similar pool of heroes. I feel like Rezo and Boxy are going to be fighting over that Mars. Rezo just killing it on Mars, by the way, over the past couple games that we saw. Even in the game they lost game 2, he was like, when I tuned into that game, he was level 8, and I think the next highest person in the game was level 6. He's having some stellar lane performances.
It's funny because we keep talking about it like, these individual player performances, but it's starting to make me wonder if Mars is just the hero in the off lane right now. With how good the arena is, the spear combos with so many other heroes. I'm becoming a big fan of this Mars. But Mars Phoenix, a combo certainly to look out for. The Grimstroke should be pretty hotly contested in this series. Plenty of combos there with the Weaver. We can't forget about Taiga's Wind Ranger. Liquid, one of the only teams playing the Wind Ranger and also making it look good. And, of course, that Nature's Prophet. Another big one that we'll see if no one gets to play it. I wouldn't be surprised if VP banned it out. Or perhaps they'll leave it in and they'll have some solutions. But first pick will go the way of Liquid. So we'll see how these bans go.
Yeah,
Still that Techie's Treant.
I could see a Grimstroke first pick being set up by Liquid if they're going to leave in the Nature's Prophet. Because Virtus.pro have now banned the Dragon Knight. Yeah, okay. So once the Dragon Knight's banned out, that's this hero that we keep going back to, is just being all around good versus Nature's Prophet. He's good in the lane. He's good in the mid game. He can build items to hunt the guy. He doesn't really have to worry about this crazy right clicker because he's Dragon Knight. So makes a lot of sense. And then, yes, the half of the Mars Phoenix will be removed.
Yeah. But it's not like that. Breaking the combo is good. But I think Mars by himself, Shadow Demon, also going to be banned out. We've seen this pattern now where if you have first pick, you'll often leave Shadow Demon in. And
especially for VP specifically.
It's on you to ban him out. And Liquid, honestly, they have opened either Oracle or Shadow Demon in a lot of the drafts that we've seen when they have first pick.
They have changed it now, though, because now they're doing more Rubik instead. And they're actually banning the Shadow Demon with first pick in a couple of their games and then taking the Rubik.
Wow.
So
all right.
Perhaps that's also because they've one of the few teams that have picked it as the 5 and giving it to Insania, not just like relegating it completely to the 4. But now Grim at this point, I still like Grim because I think a lot of these heroes we've talked about, like the Lycan, especially like anyone, the Leash, the Pango still in too. So to me, that looks like a pretty nice game to open up with the Grimstroke.
Yep, a Storm also, a hero that no one has played a number of times. I think he even played it earlier today. So I'm in on the Grimstroke. That feels like a really safe covering base where then you can just pick up the Mars with your second pick if VP lets it through. They take the Rubik, though.
They're really into it.
They are into it.
So Rubik, versus Grimstroke is okay. Very good spell steals. Getting debuff bonuses against all his stuff is amazing, especially Stroke of Fate, too, for just farming. Like, it's ridiculous. And then there's also, like, some counters to Grimstroke still left, I guess, in terms of, like, the swaps. I mean, we haven't really determined there to be very good counters, though. The best counter we've seen is, like, Venge Swap, and it hasn't even looked that great.
No. I mean, that specific counter, I guess, is okay, but then you're still stuck with this Venge who struggles in other aspects. I mean, we keep hyping up this aura. It's like the 114 build on Venge feels like it should be so good on paper, but then you see it in action, and it's hard to really attribute much prowess to it. It hasn't felt good.
I don't think we're going to see her again. I don't
think so.
I'd be pretty surprised.
But the Rubik doesn't counter the Grimstroke in the sense of if Liquid are thinking about a potential Koikva Lycan, you still don't really want to play against Grimstroke, even if you can steal the Soulbind and dish it back to him. So it's an odd counter in that regard where the Grimstroke can still shut down some of your big heroes. That Oracle DP combo is also still in the pool. Not one that VP has prioritized too much, but they have liked both those heroes at one point or another.
I like the DP. I'm surprised that she's still left in because she's like one of the better heroes.
They're thinking hard about this. I'm going to double check and make sure. Yep, we're all still in. We're just thinking. And they grabbed the Ogre. Still can't believe this hero's unpicked in China.
Ogre. I mean, he doesn't look that crazy in our tournament, though. Obviously, yeah, he's tearing up pubs, but still.
He's still
the Herald
He's still
pubs.
Ogre, though, right? He still does stuff in lane. He's got great base regen. He enables carries with Bloodlust. Like, I agree. We haven't seen these, oh my gosh, Ogre is a god, but Ogre's still solid. I'm usually not sad if there's an Ogre on my team.
Yeah. We saw him played by Fly to Moon, I think, yesterday, right? Didn't they try the Ogre in terms of like helping to secure lanes and stuff? And
they did. It didn't work super well, but this is interesting. So we've seen Troll with a lot of ban priority, so maybe not surprising to see him picked up early, but one of few position ones that often people say doesn't really synergize with Ogre that much. The Bloodlust is fine, but
it lets you get the fervor stacks faster. I mean, it's kind of cool, but
it's not bad, but it's not as like, whoa, Troll with Bloodlust. You're already kind of scared of the Troll just by nature of what he does, but now they grab Queen of Pain for Liquid, a nice flex pick.
Yeah, I was just thinking, actually, a lot of teams would have taken the Queen of Pain instead of that Troll there because of the setup that they're in, right? Because they have the 10th pick on the side of Virtus.pro. We've seen this Queen of Pain be flexing from the 3 to the 2, and even some safe lane Queen of Pain as well. So they have the benefit of Troll because he can also do the same thing, right? He can play in either the safe lane or in the mid lane, but leaving these heroes that supposedly like counter Troll and give him a hard time, we haven't really found a whole lot of them. It's basically just like Razor comes to mind. That's like the main ban that people go for. Batrider is still in the pool, though, which will probably be the ban from Virtus.pro. I feel like that's more important versus Liquid.
Yeah, having a good catch, isolate the Troll. You've already got this Queen of Pain who can follow up with good burst damage for the lasso.
Yeah, I'd rather play with Queen of Pain and Batrider than play with Queen of Pain and Razor. That
Yeah, in terms of direct counters to the Troll, it's tough. But we've certainly seen some teams win against the Troll with either aggressive pushing, where you take map control before the Troll can hit critical mass. There's that Batrider ban, good call. Also with superior team fight. Troll is a little single target based. Elusive heroes. Like I think Queen of Pain Rubik is already a pretty good start. We've seen some teams gravitate towards these heavy mobility drafts, and if Troll can't stick on a target to get those stacks going, sometimes it can be tough for him to do big damage in fights until he's got 3 or 4 items.
And now this Rubik flexibility is going to be able to show itself really well. Like comes down to the idea of we only having these 2 bans in the middle of the draft, because now all those supports are still in because you're trying to protect your cores, and often you're looking for the bad core versus core matchup. So you end up banning a core in the second phase. So all those supports are still in, which means if they want to go back for that Lycan or something at this phase, they can pivot this Rubik into like, oh, we want the Grimstroke, or oh, we want a support for the 5 or the 4. It doesn't really matter because they have this ability for Insania or Taiga.
Yeah, that's certainly a nice bonus.
Which also leads to picking double supports in the first phase is really bad this patch. So don't do it.
Yeah. Disruptor now for VP. Of course, the classic for solo. We've seen him play this a few times. We've talked about the Disruptor a lot. In a vacuum, probably doesn't feel that amazing in the current meta, but against Queen of Pain, oh boy.
Yeah, we've seen some good games.
This hero needs to be careful. But we also saw yesterday, was it even Liquid where they played Queen of Pain versus Disruptor? Was it Liquid versus Fly to Moon? I think we saw this direct matchup, and that was the game where Koikva didn't die or only died once.
Yeah,
something like that. So even though you have the tools to shut down the Queen of Pain, it is possible to play around it and not really give that Disruptor an opening. You can't do those aggressive blinks. There will be very little blinking into darkness here from this Queen of Pain, I can pretty much guarantee. But there you go. That's the Grimstroke now for Liquid. Are they just going to grab Grimstroke Mars? Is that the combo here?
That's a good question. We have the double pick out. I guess it depends. Like if they have to show another core here, so it might heavily depend on the core matchup. Because they could even go back for that Weaver. Like they've played the Weaver as a core and still done a lot of those Inkswell combos and stuff that they like to do as well.
I wonder which one they feel like could pressure the Troll more, like the Weaver or the Mars with the Grimstroke. They both have some merits. But we have seen some games where just in the CS war, Mars is pretty nasty. The Rebuke is annoying. He can harass well. I guess Troll is partially ranged, so that gives him some tools. But
they just have a lot of options too on Liquid. Like they could still go back for like a Monkey King style draft and just start diving all over the map with Inkswells and get one hero with tower push and suddenly the game looks good. Like there's still Centaur as well.
Oh. Yeah,
we got lots of nice heroes still remaining. I mean, Centaur, I feel like, is just getting ignored
I don't know why.
Vast majority of these drafts.
I mean, that could be an option for VP. I like Stampede, like with Disruptor, so we can close gaps to potentially find glimpses in some scenarios. Mobility on the Troll is also nice.
They could just go for the Hawk, though. Like, that would be tempting. But we'll take the Centaur.
They grab the Centaur. I like this a little more. Personally, I felt like the Centaurs have looked a little scarier than the Beastmasters. Maybe it's because Beast is more popular, so we've seen a wider diversity of teams pick him.
Yeah.
But we've seen some pretty rough Beastmaster games.
I mean, our last Centaur game, I'm pretty sure that was Rezo when he was getting those double stomps and into the kinetic fields, and it was just gross. That was like, they won the game off of that like one fight.
Yeah. Both have potential to make big plays. And so Mars versus Centaur, which side would you rather be on? Because in some ways the arena counters the Stampede, but in other ways you can use the Stampede to get away from the arena before the walls come up. They kind of counteract each other sometimes.
I like the fact that Mars can create like initiative by himself. He can just smoke with one other hero and go around the map and get kills, whereas Centaur, it's a little bit harder to do that. Because just like the arena, in the early game, it's every 90 seconds. You head to the late game, it's every 60 seconds. It's a very feels-good spell if you have any extra damage to throw into it.
Okay.
But Centaur has his own benefits in terms of like global saves with the Stampede and better 5v5 for the most part, unless you hit like these amazing arenas.
Well, a ton of lane flexibility for Liquid now. I think that Lone Druid is a good a ban as any.
Yeah.
Koikba's picked it up a lot.
And they even have like kind of okay heroes versus it. Like,
yeah,
it's not like their heroes are terrible versus Troll, but it's Koikba, so.
But so much lane flexibility for Liquid. As we've mentioned, like this Void Spirit could be mid or off lane. Queen of Pain could be mid or off lane. I guess there's a chance it could be a one Void Spirit, though. That seems pretty unlikely.
Yeah, it's not really a hero that they've picked a lot.
No.
The last time that I can see they played it looks like they played it in one of their games versus NIP. And then they also played it in the charity event recently. So Mickey played it in the safe lane the last time they had it. But
again, I like the mobility against Troll. Against Disruptor Centaur, they have tools to enable the Troll, but heroes that can jump in and out make it difficult for Troll to just stick on someone.
It's also just like a direct glimpse counter too, right?
Oh yeah, that's
true.
It'd be
stupidly easy to dodge with Dissimilate.
That is very true. I'll give you that one.
Kind of stupid, to be honest.
So Liquid, they need to ban a mid here. I would maybe consider a Storm Spirit ban. You don't have great tools for Storm Lockdown. You have some. What else has no one been playing mid? You're pretty much focused on a no one ban right now.
All that comes to mind: Nature's Prophet, Storm Spirit, Nature's Prophet.
Yeah.
Well, he's going to know his matchup, so I guess it depends on what they are thinking here. They still have some of their cheekier heroes left in, like the Brood, but the Centaur's there. That's another good reason to pick Centaur earlier versus Liquid, of course.
Yeah.
Try and negate that. There was some hero I was thinking of, but I've already lost it. The Kunkka ban. Oh, no. Don't do it. Don't send in the Brood, mother. Lycan? They could Lycan. All right, Lycan safe lane.
Yeah, you've got the Grimstroke. We always talk about Grimstroke versus Lycan, but he really likes Inkswell, and he's nice and fast, so you can't really get away with it.
Oh, it's a different kind of swarm. Yeah, like you see the Kunkka ban, you think like creep clear and everything, but if you don't want him, we do.
Yeah, dude, that was a snap pick. No one will take the Lycan, presumably in the mid lane, and I think he's going to have to match up against Visage. And this is a mid matchup that I don't know if I've ever seen. Okay, so Koikba takes the Visage, so maybe we'll see. I don't know how they're going to set up these lanes, but
I look forward to watching it.
Yeah. Now, here's the ultimate question. Which draft do you like better? They've got Grimstroke versus Lycan, so that's an advantage for Liquid, but this VP draft does feel very well-rounded. You've got good catch, solid team fights, some really scary cores in the Lycan and the Troll.
I think if they had like one more pushing hero, I could maybe get on board with the Liquid draft. I mean, I could see how they can win for sure, right? Like they're looking for like lane victories into super hardcore, just like gank into building over and over using the Visage. But it is one of these lineups where it feels like if you make a couple mistakes, it's going to punish you pretty hard. Whereas Virtus.pro, they have a little bit more flexibility and like room to make mistakes on their draft. I do think their supports are not going to have a fun time, though. Because playing from behind, we always talk about that as Disruptor. It feels kind of the same way as Ogre. Getting behind as Ogre is also not that great.
Dude,
just become a bloodlust spot.
It's not a solo Disruptor. Zayet's is going to take it, and Solo's going to take... Solo's going to take Ogre, Zayet's takes Disruptor. Sorry.
Yeah, we don't want that. I don't think I need a Solo not getting any items on Disruptor. He plays it well with no items, but versus the Ogre or Disruptor, please get items.
I'm 100% with you on the Aghanims for Disruptor is arguably one of the best Aghanims in the game, and kept only balanced by the fact that it is not easy for Disruptor to farm it. I don't know how to feel about this Visage. It's funny, we were talking about Visage on the podcast yesterday, and what was it? This hero's been tearing up win rates.
I think he's like second
pubs.
highest in Immortal after Lycan. I think Lycan's 60% and Visage is like 56 or 58. Look at Boxy's pick.
Okay, I will look at Boxy's pick.
It is a dog. He's not afraid of dogs. Woof woof. Are you afraid of like an Oz? They're getting revenge after the Are you afraid of spiders? Right? From our last series. Excellent, excellent.
Very nice. Well, glad to see it's all going full circle. Guys, Lycan already fast, no synergy with Stampede. Stupid.
Boom.
Well done, Boxy.
Dude, Boxy got him.
Nice draft, idiots.
That actually sounds like something a caster would say. I could hear myself saying that. Well, you know, he already moves fast. I don't really see the point. Sounds stupid.
Yeah, that
enough.
almost reads more like a caster flame than a player flame. So we'll see. We've seen Visage in one game. I think it did not look good.
Yeah, it got rolled.
It was an underdog matchup, so probably.
I think it was Viking GG played it, if I'm not mistaken.
I certainly expect to see Medallion early. Beyond that, I don't know what the build is for Visage. Auras tend to be good. The Ags used to be good. I don't know if it's really priority anymore.
Auras, yeah, that's all there is. Some Helm build, potentially some Necro builds. Ending.
That would be a little weird, but
I mean, Necro good item, you know.
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing Zayets get chased down here, and this might actually be a first blood. They get off the Resonant Pulse, and they're going to need a few more. How deep are they going to go? Okay, they force out the Fairy Fire.
Oh, no.
No one. Man,
that's not no one's fault. That's on his support, dude. He's the one who led two heroes to his mid lane when he just wants to be hitting creeps.
I mean, yeah, but still, you had a lot of vision on Zayets getting chased down there, and per usual, the courier just runs right in the middle of him. It's not even like no one tried to side.
Zayets is still gonna die. Oh, maybe not. Oh,
that's a close one. All right, so Lycan Visage. Who should win this matchup? Like, first, you want to say Visage, but then you remember that Lycan has Feral Impulse, so he's pretty regen focused.
Yeah, I feel like Visage is going to try and get as many denies as he can, but Lycan's just going to, like, his last damage is going to be so high with the Quelling Blade, right? Like,
yeah, he's just going to do Lycan stuff.
You can't really contest him. I like how he's trying to farm the wolves, though. Man, he destroys those wolves. Holy. He like 3-shots them.
Oh, dude, the level 1 wolves are ass. They really, they're almost not worth summoning sometimes.
No one just keeps denying them.
And of course, Lycan can jungle a little earlier. Both sides will work neutrals, but Visage, I don't think can kill neutrals very easily until the familiars come out, whereas Lycan can get some of that efficiency with the wolves in the earlier levels.
Yeah, I don't see any problems for no one. And again, we all know that the rotation game is not very strong at the moment. Is down bottom, we have a battle over a Sentry. It wasn't much of a battle. Jeez, Solo just kept on punching. No Orb of Venom, though, on Solo, so he can't really bully Taiga. If he had Orb of Venom, that guy is just dead.
Yeah, Taiga kind of got what he came for, so there's a little bit of regen. The off-lane Quap has an okay lane here. Of course, the Troll getting plenty of space.
Yeah, but I think they're doing this to try and get the matchup, right? Like, they actually want to try and slow down LPW. With all this spam.
Does this matchup really slow him down?
I mean, that once the dagger levels start coming out, right? That would be the whole goal of bringing the Queen of Pain down here. Just level 1, like, what's level 1 dagger gonna do? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fair. All right, we'll see if it shifts as some more experience comes out. And checking in on top, this is the Boxy Void Spirit. They're playing the safe lane this game, so we'll have a battle of the offlaners. Boxy versus Rezo in the same lane. This one should be pretty even, I think.
Yeah, I kind of want to see like level 4 or something Insania to try and rotate down bottom to try and get a kill.
Oh, Inkswell now chasing down Zayats. I don't think this will be a kill. Insania just putting in the hurt. Does hit him with the stroke. All right, well, damage on, or support on support damage.
Wish I could know how many of his denies are just wolves, but he's getting a lot of creep denies too. Like he just got the range creep as well.
Yeah, Lycan in the mid.
Oh,
winning this CS battle against Koikva. I'm a little worried for Liquid with this mid matchup because, as we've noted, the Lycan is going to get away with what he wants, and the pressure is going to be on the side with the Visage. Like, that's the team with the timer, right? This hero certainly doesn't scale as well as the Lycan.
Yeah, there's a very clear plan from Liquid, and if they don't hit it, it's going to be bad. There's no doubt. Oh, we're still 4 minutes in, no first blood. All right, this is that rotation that I wanted to see. Bringing down the Grimstrike. I was kind of hoping it would be like 2 points in Inkswell, but it's only 1. Taiga, don't feed, dude!
Oh, big damage on the Taiga. ILTW struggling to finish off the kill. Now the Inkswell goes off, but I think they're short on damage. The Stroke of Fate does come through, but the Troll, pretty tanky. 14 armor right now, and they don't have it. 3 on 2.
The bait by Taiga, though. Jeez. I was getting very concerned there near the end. But he had stick and some extra regen still left. And 2 wards. Looks like they haven't actually committed any of those Rubik wards yet.
4-minute rune. The flip has happened, but it's a double damage on no one.
Oh my god. Say goodbye to your creeps, dude.
Oh. That's another advantage Lycan has in this matchup. He can use wolves to scout things out. There are no wards down on runes right now. And again, Visage hamstrung until level 6. That's his first real power spike.
Yeah, that's what we were just pointing out about Taiga. The fact he's holding those 2 wards. It's like, that's not very helpful for your guy.
Dire are scanning.
Yeah, one might call this a little bit of a disaster, I think. And he will now get a ward down.
For my coffin.
All right. We still await our first blood. Mickey getting very low in the bottom lane.
Oh, are they going to be able to finish him off? It's going to be close, but also in the mid, Koikva TP's out. Okay, he'll be fine. Very fast fingers on the TP. A good call because Lycan did use the shapeshift and would have finished him off. Now Lycan runs down bottom. He's probably going to find a courier, if not more. Okay, doesn't go for the courier. Instead, Inkswell comes out onto Mickey. A little bit of time left on the shapeshift. They're going in onto this Quap. Blink on cooldown, but now no one. Actually getting turned on. He might have overcommitted here. Resonant Pulse connects. Boxy with the TP to secure the kill. They put the dog down.
Koikva tipped him before he was even dead. Not afraid, says Insania.
Damn, some serious all check going
I
on.
love this. These 2 teams are getting themselves a little rivalry. They're having a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, that was one of those, like, it was a good idea from no one. I like where his head was at. He used the shapeshift, wanted to get some value out of it, but it didn't have much time left when he started diving that tower, and yeah, it backfired.
I mean, the dive was really tempting, though, because they Inkswelled the Queen of Pain, and then Mickey tried to, like, time it perfectly with the explosion, and then he missed that, and then it's like, okay, well, they just used everything. I gotta go for this.
Yeah. Well, that's the first blood, and now more action down bottom. Insania initiated on, stuck inside the kinetic field. Inkswell.
This Disruptor is 1 XP from level 3. Are you serious? 1 XP, and he didn't have Glimpse.
That would have been a good time to have Glimpse. Now, more initiation. Boxy jumps in. ILTW with the blind. Makes it so hard for the Void Spirit to find this damage. Now, Zayat's going to be the target. But again, not enough. A lot of damage exchanged, but no kill.
Can't believe there was a moment where level 1 Glimpse actually could have gotten a kill.
Eddie didn't have it. And now Liquid are just going to lane rotate. The Quap has gone top, and Boxy's staying planted bottom. Quap top.
Quap top. Feeling good? Yeah, I like Boxy down here. I can see how, with good support rotations, right, you can always put the thread into him with the Aether Remnant. Looks like they're considering a smoke to the mid lane, perhaps. At least that's what Zayat is kind of drawn up here. If they don't smoke, though, they do have that Observer Ward placed here, which might spot the rotation in, and indeed it will.
So one player we have not talked about this game, the Centaur. Looks like there could be a rotation mid, but Rezo, #1 on net worth right now. He has just been planted in that lane, working neutrals. He is farming so well in the off lane.
Back mid, they are making this approach here with the Wolves.
Yep. Koikva does have the birds now. They Inkswell one of the familiars. That's cute, but now no one goes in the back line onto Insania and does find that kill to start things off. Now they're going to try to focus the birds. Some form keeps them safe, but one kill goes the way of VP.
I mean, with the way that went, I'm guessing Virtus.pro probably don't even suspect that there's a ward there, right? Because they have this center of the high ground. It's a nice placement from Koikva because it's perfectly outside of where the sentries go up on the cliff. So it doesn't get dewarded, but they still just played right in their hands despite having forward vision of them coming.
Haste!
And Zayats will get a haste rune, but not a very easy conversion up top, unless Mickey blinks aggressively onto Rezo.
Yeah, that Quap level 6 also, so she's got some damage. Gonna be a fast Hooded Defiance on this Centaur.
I guess he goes Hood, then right into Crimson probably. Doesn't even finish the pipe. Like, I would... Well, maybe Crimson isn't back. Like, it's tempting to get Crimson because you see a Visage lineup, but then there's also Queen of Pain and Void Sphere, and Void Sphere is just, like, so much magic damage that perhaps the pipe is better.
Yeah, it's kind of a toss-up, because the Queen of Pain has that pure damage mixed in. Like, there's just enough magic damage, but hard to say rush pipe and feel good. Down to the bottom, Ogre going to be caught. 3-on-1 here, solo on the run, and will certainly fall.
Surrender all.
Then an instant smoke as well.
Where are we going?
Go on the hunt. I don't know. They don't even have Inkswell. But they have the Astral Step, so perhaps they're hoping to just combo into no one.
I guess they know Lycan doesn't have ulti, or it's just about to come up, so maybe trying to capitalize on this window.
Timing.
And yeah, they're going to catch him with 10 seconds to go.
Oh, but wait.
Radiant's
Nice.
top tower is under
Wow, Stampede. Almost enough. Almost enough. It was a good try from the Centaur. But hey, a great gank for Liquid. 2-1.
Yeah, good time to collapse mid there, because they... Oh, they're going to take that top outpost in time. He started it early enough. So they're not going to get any XP.
Wow, that's big.
So
that's
they just got
XP
a
for
kill
Liquid.
mid. They converted it into the tower damage, if not completely finished off here. It looks like Solo might drive them back, but what a win here at 10 minutes for Liquid.
Yeah, this is big.
And they got 3 heroes coming mid, and I don't even think they're going to get anything for it.
Yeah, Stampede on cooldown for a while.
Now you're pressured to just face tank this tower and go for it. Like, you have 10 stacks to retaliate. Rezo's just going to grab a couple more. He's Bloodlusted too. What level is his Bloodlust? Level 2 Bloodlust.
Okay. Oh, interesting.
Big Centaur, dude. Look at this guy. This guy's huge. He's as tall as the tower.
Yeah. That is one benefit to Bloodlust Centaur. You can instill fear in the hearts of your enemies with sheer size alone.
The Suns fan strat.
Yeah. Got to flex on him. But interesting Ogre build. Is this like the new style Ogre? You skip Ignite completely and just go for the stun Bloodlust? Or is this a solo special?
I'm a fan. I mean, it was a lane down bottom where Ignite wasn't really going to do anything.
Okay.
Right? Because he didn't have Orb of Venom anyway, so it's not like he's going to like Orb of Venom and Ignite and like chase down Taiga on that Rubik. Yeah. So I just prefer level 6. I really want as many points in Fire Blast as I can get because of the 2x chance of 75%. I think ever since that's been buffed, like the Fire Blast build is just way better.
Yeah, 2x on Ignite. It's the trade-off, right? Ignite's not as good with the ultimate when you're at level 6, but Ignite is really handy in a lot of scenarios. 5 seconds of a 20% slow can definitely combo.
Now, he's a sad Ogre right now.
Yeah.
Wait, really? Really? You're going to pop the 6 solo? That was very optimistic. He's just buying time for his mid lane. We'll go with that. They do take down the tower.
Yeah. Per usual, fighting alongside the siege creeps. Mickey will get that kill onto Zayats. Way deep.
They even instantly pinged out the ward, though. They're just like, all right, she definitely had a ward there, guys.
But Stampede, Blink, thought no one might try to pursue after seeing that Quap Blink.
But now Rezo, he has no Stampede.
Yeah, Mickey's on the low ground, hits him with a dagger. Now the follow-up, the chill. And he is going down. Grave Chill, that's what it's called.
The chill. Yo, chill.
Dude, hit him with the chill. I almost called it Chill Cloak, but that just didn't sound right.
Oh, he's got his helm, and he's going to opt for the Crimson versus a Lycan Troll Draft. Very nice choice. Mind you, this Lycan also has Necro 3 and a Quelling Blade. But, look, gotta get some branches in there, dude. Where's the value, you know?
Top lane, and he chased down. Boxy hits him with the Resonance, and there you go. They burst him down. Troll hasn't skilled up the ulti anyway, so didn't have a battle trance reset, but Nice kill for Liquid. 7-1. It's only a 1K, 1.5K net worth lead, but they are doing pretty well in this laning phase. Pretty crisp rotations thus far.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And wow, Visage is going to go for Crimson Guard.
Yeah. I mean, it's light control. It's good.
Yeah. All right, so auras it is.
I think Rezo's making the right call by going Hood Blink. I was kind of thinking about it after we were talking about the discussion of the auras, and I just thought, you know, I think he just needs a Blink. Like, sometimes it feels like the best Centaur games are the ones where you don't have to buy Blink. Because, you know, like, by that measure, like, Stampede's good enough for an initiation. Unfortunately, this isn't one of those games. Like, there's Queen of Pain and Void Spirit. You're going to need the Blink, right?
Definitely. And I think Casual Hood on Centaur is really good. He is going to pick up the pipe later, but it's such a value item on this hero. Hurts a little more now that you have that 200 gold recipe.
Radiant structures are fortified.
We're out of the heyday of Hooded Defiance, but valuable as you start getting points in that double edge, of course.
And they will go for the deny on the mid tower, too. Just too risky to leave up, I suppose, versus the birds. But Liquid are smoked up behind Mickey, hoping there's a ward on that high ground that they're sneaking around. But the Inkspell's not going to connect there with the Blink forward. Yeah.
Have a tall order, but I like that Liquid are trying to find these little openings to stay aggressive, though.
We finally get to talk about... Well, hopefully Boxy won't die up top here. He might just get ultied. Yeah,
Smoke rotation from Liquid, though. They're going to come in and try to save Boxy. Boxy is kind of bait right now. They're going to go in onto the Troll instead. Big time damage, and they destroy him. The Static Storm kinetic field from Zayats is not nearly enough. He does have reinforcements coming. The Lycan wrapping around the backside. No one's here, but he's trying to find a target, and he's just going to run out. He's just doing laps.
Oh, Zayats just got baited, dude.
Gets destroyed. Boxy stunned up, but do they have the damage on the side of VP? Boxy going to get off the Dissimulate, and the rest of Liquid now bringing in the damage. They can't kill the Centaur, but Mickey comes in, might be able to grab this Ogre. There is still a Sonic Wave. They won't need it for that kill, but they're still on the hunt. TP out from no one. He finds the tree for the fog. The familiars can't get there in time.
Yeah, he had the wolf following Boxy, so he had a pretty good idea of like the stuns that were left. Pretty devastating there, and I like what they were trying to do because I think they were waiting until he lost the shield, right? Like the physical damage shield, so that Troll could really go in from the Resonant Pulse, and then they were gonna ult, but then Boxy kind of felt that coming. So the second he lost his Resonant Pulse, he just jumped back. And then his team, of course, enclosed him behind. But we finally have a game where we get to talk about the Soulbind interaction. One of the few spells that doesn't work. The Soul Assumption. Worthless. You know?
We talk about it a lot. It's on that short list of things that aren't a displacement that, for whatever reason, still doesn't work.
Yeah.
It's a single.
I guess it's... I mean, we just assume it has to do with the charges. But yeah, I don't know. It'd be a cool combo if it did work.
It does
I feel
a
like
lot of
Visage
damage.
needs some help.
Yeah, right? You're telling me that's the change that would break Visage. Oh, okay.
Ah, yes. Just pick Grimstroke every game.
Oh, VP get a free tower up top, utilizing that siege creep. Man, you know, we pointed out a lot, but I feel like I wasn't noticing it before, and now that I know that it's a thing, pro players really do play around siege creeps. Like, towers pretty much exclusively die when there's a siege creep, because that's the only time pros feel like it's value to put in the effort to kill the tower. It's kind of stunning how well they play around these siege creeps.
And the other thing we talk about a lot is the trade of this bottom tier 2. So they scan the Roche Pit once their creep wave approaches, because they don't want to show too many heroes. They're just like, all right, well, the scan was empty, so they're not in there now. That might buy us enough time, but Virtus.pro, they're going to go right in, because this is what everyone does.
This is the play. The Space Creator with Troll, with Hal, you can kill Roche very quickly.
There's a sentry down that sees Mickey there, too, as he was approaching.
Liquid are in the neighborhood, and yeah, they're close enough that VP go, okay, they're not going to take the tower. Choreography is going to fall apart, and we are not going to take the risk to commit to the pit.
Now, they do have an Alpha Wolf, though, and the Visage Birds, so I feel like they can just kind of leave Koikva. The one problem will be you don't want Koikva to get jumped by himself.
Right. Rezo
got
mid lane,
Rezo.
though.
That's a
Gonna
tough
start
target.
this off with a taunt. Boxy doesn't commit despite having the Ink Swell. Understandably so. VP with a lot of reinforcements. I guess they were hoping that might be just a solo Centaur, but alas.
Slowly chipping down that tower. Now they're going to work on these Ancients, though, with the neutral items coming out.
As long as VP don't take Roche, Liquid are pretty okay with controlling this side of the map. It will give them a slightly more efficient farm route, but they constantly have to rotate their way over, send these birds. He's got a Mud Golem right now, ready to hurl some boulders. The hero Mud Golem scouting out the Roach Pit. Sees the Lycan. Tanks the Necro unit.
Oh, 200 damage. 200 gold, rather. Sorry. Got excited.
I thought you were referencing like how much HP the Shard Golems have. I was just like, yes?
No, I just got all excited. I hate seeing Helm Creeps die, man. That is a painful nerf that they gave that item.
Just a flat 200 every time, right?
It was too good. Yeah, you just get 200 gold straight up.
That's nice. It's like killing a Tempest double, dude.
So I think Virtus.pro kind of won out on this exchange. Like, stopping the push in that bottom tower, threatening them to come mid, and then buying enough time for Rezo to now have a Blink Dagger, because now they can actually contest towers and Roche. Mind you, at the same time, Taiga has also picked up a Blink Dagger here on that Rubik. But it was Virtus.pro who were in desperate need of it, and they are smoked up and looking for a target. Rezo going to blindly jump. He does not. He just walks.
He walks right into Insania.
How did I
he
miss
does
him?
get off the Blink, though. Somehow the stroke doesn't hit him, and Insania tanks the gank.
Well, that was funny.
Now, do we feel safe in the pit? It looks like it. VP walked back in. Some split push happening for Liquid. The Quap is in the bottom lane.
I had to check that he didn't activate the hood. I was like, how did that, like, how did he get that blink off?
Also, a minute until Outpost, and both of them controlled by the Dire. Stampede, they jump in again. This time it's on the Visage. Koikva taking big damage. Follow-up from Zayet is there. They glimpse back Mickey. Oh, this is bad for Liquid. Birds are still in the mix, but it's just Boxy and Taiga, and they're going to get chased down. Boxy trying to Astral Step back to safety. He does have another one, but gets rooted. Follow-up stun from the Centaur. There's no getting out.
Boxy's buying back?
This is awkward.
He helped get the kill onto no one on the tier 2.
On the run, the Soulbind comes down, but Insania might just die back. They're going to be the Soulbind buddies as they chase him down. Solo rooted up, but they need some damage. The Troll and Lycan did die on the back line, and it looks like VP bit off way more than they could chew. The Centaur does live, but I guess that buyback from Boxy, well worth it. It's a pretty even gold exchange when you factor in that buyback, but Liquid hold. And now they're going to get both outposts again. So, ends up being a pretty big win for them.
Yeah, I think with the outpost on top, I would agree that ends up being theirs, especially if they do finish off the pit. But
if they get Roche and then also clean up these bounties, I think Roche is going to be hard. Everybody respawning. No ultimates, though, so maybe still a window for Liquid to do this. Oh, there's also 35 seconds on Boxy. Holy shit, how did we miss that?
But it's its first item. Yeah.
Okay. I was sort of expecting the Yules. I just didn't necessarily think a straight Deso, so that's good for their Roche potential.
It's nice for cutting through a lot of these units, too.
Smoke up now from VP.
Rezo played that fight really well, I have to say. Like, he had a lot of good stomps. As I say that, another good stomp.
Yeah, Mickey was just about to blink. Now, Static Storm Kinetic Field, Yule's Scepter buys him a little time, but still a certain kill. That's a big streak, and it goes the way of Rezo. We'll give him the gold to secure that pipe momentarily.
I think Virtus.pro, I mean, to me, Virtus.pro are in a very good spot right now. I feel fine with their game. Like, they're down 3K or whatever. I think they've now won out that second part of the engagement. They're the ones who are going to get Roche. Their lineup needs this. Actually, their lineup doesn't really. The Liquid lineup is the one that needs this. So,
yeah,
by that virtue, you kind of need to deny it by taking it.
Now I agree with you. Pre-Roche, I thought Liquid still had a foothold. Now I'm getting a little nervous. And I'm wondering, is there another power spike for this Visage? He's going to go back for the Solar Crest. I'm not sure that that's it. But is it all kind of a downhill spiral for Visage, or are there moments now where he can come back and still be a scary force? Has he missed his window to be useful, Trent?
No, definitely not. He's still a really good tower push and everything. He's gonna have a ton of magic damage that he's pumping out. We know that they don't have. They actually do have a pipe finish now.
Yeah,
so that's gonna be good.
And BKB coming for the Queen of Pain. So Mickey itemizing pretty defensively here, and he is still top of the net worth, but.
What's up top there? Is Boxy just messing around with LTW or what?
Yeah,
just gonna go the other way.
Core on core damage exchange. They both about face. I'm just having trouble visualizing these windows for Liquid, where VP have this comfortability where I think they know that their late game is solid, so they feel comfortable farming through this phase. Very little pressure despite being behind slightly. And their team fight is still pretty good. When this Disruptor gets off a big ultimate, it is definitely hard for Liquid to take those engagements.
I kind of just look at Rezo and think, how is he going to die? Like, I know he...
Yeah.
Like, it's... Unless the fight, like, completely breaks down, he's very hard to deal with. And he's been doing such a good job on these jumps.
So he'll be even tankier. AC not that far away for the Lycan.
Some nice doodles there, Insania. Thank you. Some excellent scribbling down bottom. Looks like he's maybe considering a smoke down there.
Hey, this
yelling
man
at his
colors
team
outside of the lines.
Yeah, there you go. All right. Here we go. They're putting the momentum back on. Now, they are smoking at the Aegis right now.
Could be
but he's alone.
Troll does not have a BKB. They find the Ogre instead. Solo says, don't worry, bud. I'll take this one. Just get the hell out. Save the Aegis. Although they bring a TP in from the Centaur to that Tier 2 tower, as Liquid will finish off the Tier 1. All right, classic solo play.
Yeah.
Saves his Troll in the Aegis.
And that's still 2.5 minutes left to use it as well, if they wanted to try and head down the mid lane, perhaps. No one has Necros in 4 seconds, fortunately for Liquid, as they had they been up there, they might have lost those wards.
So Troll's going to get his BKB pretty soon, and that will give them a little window to try to fight with 2 minutes on the Aegis and a fresh BKB. I wonder if they'll go for it, or just keep farming.
Dire's bottom tower is under
He is going to be really hard to kill right now.
Even harder with a BKB, though.
Yeah, I mean, we have the Queen of Pain BKB too, I suppose. Like, maybe she get in the backline and cut down Zayats before these fights start.
That would be
at
big.
1340, though. He's very hard to just burst before he ulties you.
He's got 2 bracers, dude.
Or someone else, rather. Yeah, he's gone for the build. He's not rushing into that Yules or anything.
Well, look at this from BP. As soon as that BKB comes out, they go right for the fight, and now Insania going to be the target. They know how important he is. ILTW does get soulbound, ult from Mickey. They're bringing him down low, and the Troll does pop. That's the Aegis. Now Static Storm. Mickey BKBs it, but they get the kill on Insania. Aegis for 1, buyback on Insania. Now Mickey trying to finish off Zayats, and they get him. Dissimulate, Boxy a little too wily for the Lycan.
I mean, they're committing everything just to kill supports.
Solo dies, and now they're going to jump in onto ILTW. Does get off the battle trance and pops the BKB, so
they
he
still
is going to live.
stampede here. They can still fight this.
Insania is down. That's a dieback. It's a 4v3. With ILTW on the run, they'll use Stampede defensively, counteracted by telekinesis into a stun. Great stomp from Rezo, but it's not enough, and now he's going to be against 4. Scepter stops the TP. Save your buddy syndrome is hurting VP so much right now.
I'm guilty as well. I thought that was so good, and then I looked at no one and saw that shapeshift had ended a while ago, and I was like, oh no. All right, never mind. The dragged out fight hurt them.
Over a 1k swing in favor of Liquid, even with the dieback on Insania. He died twice that fight. Yes, it is rather humorous. Glad they can laugh it off. Oh, no one trying to TP. He gets interrupted. Is this going to be a kill on the Lycan? He does not have a BKB or a shapeshift, and now no TP. This is a huge pickoff for Liquid. But he denies himself
with the wolves.
Okay. All right. No one.
They all instantly tip him.
That was fucking badass, dude. Still a really good rotation from Liquid to get that kill, but what a play. We'll see Koikba now in the Radiant jungle. He'll get initiated on, and they'll even use a Static Storm for this. Liquid are starting to rotate in. I don't know if they'll be able to save him. Actually, they can, and instead they turn on to Zayats.
Virtus.pro are crumbling a little here.
Mickey blinks in aggressively. They want another. They'll find Solo, and it looks like that'll be a pretty easy kill. All of a sudden, 3 dead. And Liquid picking out this tower. Look at this, a siege creep right here into an easy tier 2.
That gank potential that you can see in their heroes, they're just so mobile that if you start trying to get greedy when you don't have your 5-man, you can get punished so hard. And Rezo tries to get his own punish there onto Boxy's Dissimulate, but now Boxy is the BKB. So here's the big window for sure, right? Double BKBs on the Queen of Pain, the Void Spirit, and then the Solar Crest being finished in a moment here from Koikva. This feels like a very strong timing right now for the side of Team Liquid. They'll have to be looking for that next Aegis. Meanwhile, no one just needs to get to his BKB. And the level 20 too, like that 5 seconds of the shapeshift.
Yep, we're getting into that point where Roshan is pretty key. I feel like if Liquid get Rosh 2, they're in great shape. If VP get Rosh 2, it gives them a chance in this game. But fighting against Aegis Cheese when you're already behind like this is so hard. Now, Troll is going to go for Basher next item. We've seen this build a couple of times, not S and Y, but just the Y into Basher with a BKB somewhere. It is a pretty well-rounded build. I like what the Troll is trying to do here. It's just not working out for VP from a team perspective.
Rezo pinged. Oh my god, Rezo pinged. He knew. It's under that ward though. Like they Liquid know.
Yeah, and they break it immediately as they press forward. Well, at least Rezo was somewhat aware. That could have been really bad for Virtus.pro if they had just jumped right in thinking that that was a sneaky smoke.
Yeah, I think he was trying to stop the smoke. He was saying, yo, check this right here. Because, again, that's the same thing they did last time, is they're putting these wards down on the low ground just outside the high ground sentry points.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
The Crimson Guard and Solar Crest now done on the Visage, and also about to be level 18.
Oh, happy ILTW, though. Finds the orb.
Oh, yeah.
What do they need here in terms of some neutral items? Oh, we got spider legs on the Dire. Very nice. Paladin sword. Oh, and Titan sword. Damn, they got some nice items. Telescope would be kind of nice. Oh, well, look at that. There. Perfect. I mean, I see Ogre and Disruptor, and I think nice, you know? And Zayat's, yeah, I'm really glad he's not going for the Yules. I don't think he can go Yules.
A spider legs would be pretty damn good on VP. Whether you give it to the Centaur or the Lycan. Big fan of the spider legs.
I actually think this game turns back around when Zayat has eggs. That's like the big thing that can make things good. Like Liquid still, it's not like they've like won. They have this large window where they should be stronger in a lot of these team fights just because it's really hard for them to really lock anyone down because they're so mobile. They have so many BKBs and the Disruptor is currently relatively useless. Besides glimpsing, like you saw he initiated that fight by glimpsing Insania because that's just one of the few targets they can actually go for. Yeah. So if you can manage that, Agnum's farming, that could be a huge one for them.
The Disruptor's about 2,500 gold away, so
and he's got the stone too.
Yeah, not that far. Like this is achievable. Oh, the Philosopher's Stone. Yeah, that'll help.
Yep.
So we'll see. Liquid are really going hard on the auras though, and I like where their head's at. There's going to be a Shiva's coming out on the Queen of Pain to match up with everything.
They have a lot of
Visage
tools versus no one at this point, right? Like the Shiva's Guard. They have the Grimstroke that we talked about during the draft to always kind of protect you from that Lycan pick. And he still doesn't have the BKB either.
I think Liquid just need to be careful not to fall into a trap to get too passive here. They are farming very nicely. They've been fighting around item timings well. To make sure they keep up this momentum, though. Blink Dagger on Insania. That'll also help quite a bit. He's been getting picked in these fights. Now he can sit back and try to initiate with the Blink.
Soulbind, Lycan. Just...
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Hopefully Rezo won't roll into him or blink into him like the Pango game.
All right.
They find Zayat's trying to farm up.
Yep, he drops his combo and tries to TP out. A noble effort. Was actually a little closer than I thought it would be. But another kill for Mickey.
Just need about 3 more bracers, maybe.
He was trying to play Treant again. You know, just chilling in the trees. Disruptor, true. Not a very convincing Treant.
Forgot he didn't have the Meteor Hammer. It's not quite as sneaky.
Yeah, that one's classic Zayat's.
Radiant are scanning.
Positioning, not the death.
All right, Insania's calling for the check and then run down, apparently.
35 seconds on Roshan. So this is a great time for Liquid. If they could take a good fight here, this would likely secure them Rosh number 2. Remember, Disruptor used his ult, so that's going to be down for another 30 seconds.
No one's caught here. He has the BKB, though.
And, the Wolf gets taunted instead of him. That's a little unfortunate.
I mean, he could have just BKB'd anyway, though.
Yeah. Guess they don't have enough stun lock. Yeah, you're right.
I'm pretty sure he's not dying after that.
We'll still call that a win, though. Again, that's the 10-second BKB charge. It's going to be on cooldown as Rosh comes up. Might present a window for Liquid. They're preventing VP from executing at full power.
If I'm no one, I'll just tell my team, guys, we got to win this game. Because I denied myself up top. And then I can say that was part of the reasons we won. So I really need this win, guys. Like, that was a cool highlight. I don't want to watch this clip later and think that we lost.
Use it as a morale boost.
Yeah, help me out, guys. Come on.
But now with the Solar Crest and the Desolator. They kill Roche so quickly, and VP will not have an opportunity to even react to this. Not sure if they're even aware, but Roche goes down. Aegis in the hands of Mickey, and the Cheese will get snagged by the Visage, who's looking for an Assault Cuirass of his own.
All right, Rezo, you just need to hit like 7 amazing stomps. That's your life right now. No one, I mean, he has the BKB, I guess, but still a little bit risky.
Up to a 9K net worth favor. Remember, folks, this is lower bracket elimination. Still game 1, but a big series. Now the Ogre initiated on as they dive deep. He'll go down pretty quick to simulate on back. Mickey in the front lines, but he'll be just fine. And even a nice early glyph. I think Liquid should be pretty happy with that. They got a fresh creep wave coming in.
I'm not sure if he just got spotted because of the wolves, too. I know Taiga had the sneaky wolves in the back line. But speaking of wolves, the big bad wolf takes down Insania.
Yeah.
And he's going to buy back. All right, he's going for the game ender here, apparently, with this Aegis.
Okay, Solo buying back to match. They're just going to go hard onto this tower. The Crimson Guard slowing down the siege a little bit. Maybe not enough to save the tower, though. The Deso still enables these guys to do a lot of damage. Of course, the birds also so good in these scenarios.
Zayat's like, I need more time.
Lycan is just split pushing down bottom. We got this great picture-in-picture as he gets to the tier 3s, but Liquid, they finish it off faster. They TP home, and the Lycan doesn't get to do any damage to the tower. And remember, his shapeshift is on cooldown. He'll be forced into a BKB TP.
He's holding out, though.
He can live, but this split push play doesn't really work out. Liquid did the math, and they secured themselves a nice advantage.
And they still have 3 minutes left on the Aegis, too. They want to opt for another tower take somewhere, either bottom or even just that tier 2 top. And Boxy been working on this one for a while. The Aghanims does come out here. How good is it this game, though? I mean, targeting down Zayat, of course, is probably the biggest target, because he's going to be working so hard on this Aghanims that he's not going to have any way to deal with that silence from the Void Spirit.
Yeah. 700 gold to go for the Aghanims, as now some silence for Liquid comes out in the form of the Orchid.
More silence, eh? Wait, who's got... She finished out an Orchid after? That's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I would not have guessed that as the next item after Shiva's.
A 4th item Orchid? Yeah, not that common on Clop. It's usually early or ignored.
I mean, the only other item, I guess, would have been AC, right? But they're building that on Koikvo already, so...
Mm-hmm. Doesn't really feel like you need like a Lincoln's or anything too defensive this game. I guess Aghanims is always an option at this stage, too. Just get that ulti on a shorter cooldown.
Yeah, okay, Rezo knowing her. Bit of trouble. They're on the run. They're still getting pinged out here.
They are on the hunt, and Mickey finds it. They will jump Resolution, and they almost find no one as the Rubik blinks up. Does still have the BKB.
He wants his kill first.
Shapeshift. I don't know if they'll be able to actually kill no one. He's bringing Taiga down low. Does get the kill. Now the TP will not work, though. They've got too much right click. Taiga for no one and Rezo. Another great trade for Team Liquid.
Space for Zayats, guys. It's almost done. It actually is done. All right.
50 gold.
That one last explosion. There we go. All right. This is their one hope.
It really is. Liquid outpacing them pretty hard, though, and still, there is the Aegis. Don't forget, about 1:10, 70 seconds left on the Aegis for Mickey. There's the buyback on the Lycan.
Hard to believe
to get value out of this.
How fast this fell apart after they tried that tier 2 fight and they dove the Grimstroke onto the tower with their Aegis, and that was their last forward movement.
And now with all these auras, look how fast these familiars destroy the barracks. It's just Mickey, siege creeps, and familiars. They don't even have to risk the whole team. It's just the Aegis carrier and the summons. That's another half lane of barracks down. Love that Liquid don't bother to stick around for the range barracks. They get the value, they get out, they force the buyback, and they don't give Virtus.pro anything.
And now Virtus.pro probably going to be considering the smoke out, right? 30 seconds till the Aegis expires. Oh, they actually catch Boxy. Where's the ulti? There it is.
Boxy going to be in trouble.
Did he get that cape, or did they steal it?
That's what I was trying to figure out.
Yeah, he did get the cape. All right.
I mean, that is a nice kill for VP in response, but certainly not worth it. And now that Liquid know that the Disruptor Aghanims is out, they will certainly be a little more cautious to play around that.
Yeah, but look at these items. The Timeless Relic and the Princess Knife. These are some, like, we're behind items. Princess Knife is one of those ones that pops out and you weren't playing around it, you know?
Yep. Absolutely.
Also,
Scary
Zayat's, the
reveal.
telescope is humongous when you have the Aghanims. It's so good.
Yeah.
He has the 125 cast range talent, too. So his Static Storm, he can be pretty lurky with it.
Plus 250 cast range.
Yeah.
That is solid. Hey, dude, you're glimpsing for days here.
But meanwhile, the Leveler. Oh, interesting item when you're trying to kind of rush this game town. Don't really have a great hero for it, though, unfortunately.
How do you rate the Flicker item? That's always a weird one for me.
I like it for the Dispel aspect. It's really good on some heroes. And against some heroes. The fact that it
Random
dispels you every time is
aspects
cool.
Makes it so weird. Yeah, it is nice to have a Dispel. No doubt there.
I love it on Dazzle. Personal favorite. The cooldown reduction every 2 seconds.
That's a good one.
It's like one of the funniest ones.
Now, there's 2 big Aghanims coming on the side of Liquid, though. Insania, 500 gold off having a Dark Portrait. And the Visage, 1,600 gold towards having a 3rd Familiar. And with all the auras and stuff they've got, I think that 3rd Familiar is actually pretty damn scary.
Yeah,
This
it's
makes
always
their
hard
push.
to judge when it's worth, because it's pretty expensive just for a 3rd Familiar. Like, it doesn't do anything else.
Well, but can't you also think of it as just a 50% buff to your ultimate?
It's that, plus it's, again, it factors into all these other auras you have. That's what makes it good at this point. But sometimes you got to wonder, like, is Scythe just better? I don't know. Depending against certain
Especially with a
teams.
Grimstroke on your team. Like, having a double Hex, that's a potential game changer. Now, how about Dark Portrait?
Not the best because it's damage item heroes, right? Like, they have a lot of green damage, as they say, on Troll and Lycan, but still good. I mean, it's an amazing item.
And Troll has Butterfly, by the way. I don't think we mentioned that. He's still been farming very well, ILTW.
Yeah, he's doing his thing.
He's really caught up. Without a Battle Fury, I think this is pretty impressive, because he was bottom of the cores for a little while there.
You can feel the fear of Liquid a little bit here.
Yeah, even still with
as
the
confident
cheese.
without the Aegis, eh?
Although they are going to get both outposts again.
Man, I don't...
Dude.
Yeah, that's a lot of lost XP.
Look at that XP graph. It has been Liquid favored. I guess it's pretty much followed the gold graph, but they've gotten... So we've had 4 rollovers where the outposts give experience, and Liquid have gotten both 3 out of the 4 at least. I'm not sure what happened at the 30-minute mark.
I looked
might have
and
gotten all
as far as
4.
I could see back, it said that they had both.
All right, so yeah, Virtus.pro haven't gotten a single bit of outpost experience. That'll set you back.
That's
the
an
illusion bait.
The cape.
They waste the Static Storm kinetic field. Oh no, now Mickey jumps in the back line. There's the Hex from the Prince's Knife. This could be a good fight for Liquid. They even get a Courier to top it off. They drop the Soulbind onto the Troll, connects onto the Centaur. Solo gets brought down. They're looking for more. Dude, that Dark Portrait is going to work. It destroys Resolution. Now the BKB from ILTW and no one doing what they can to survive.
Okay.
And they will.
So that illusion bait worked on so many levels because I'm pretty sure they knew Liquid had the cape. So they were checking for the cape. But if you click the guy, he didn't have the cape because it was an illusion rune this time. It wasn't actually the illusion cape. So then you see that, you're like, okay, it's not the cape. And then the smoke also popped because they were lurking right behind the smoked illusion.
The double bait.
Yeah, they got worked by that.
And now the dead Zayat, he will have a buyback, but without an ulti, not so scary. Double siege creep in the bottom lane as they pressure into the tower. Liquid looking to tighten their grasp and move one step closer to a Game 1 victory. That'll be the last Tier 3 tower down. The siege is fierce. No more Crimson Guard. A 4v5 now with the buyback. VP posturing like they want to try to take a fight, but no shapeshift, no nothing. Soulbind comes back out. Are Liquid going to reinitiate here? It looks like it. A lot of damage into the Soulbind being mirrored. Static Storm comes down, but no kinetic field. And they just walk out of it. BKB's popped, but no one going to get killed. And Solo calls the GG. Liquid take a Visage win in Game 1. Commanding presence in this match. Now VP, 1 loss away from elimination.
Yeah, I thought maybe they were just going to ditch Koik for a second. They were like, no, it's all right, guys. Come on back in. We're not scared of Static Storm, and they had no reason to be at that point. So, very, very well played by Liquid. That was a slightly risky draft. But Virtus.pro not able to convert in some of the moments that they found from like that first Aegis, and end up handing the reins back over to Liquid, who never released them again after that.
Another dominant Queen of Pain matchup, 14-1-10 on Mickey that game. Very impressive.
Didn't even feel that. I don't know. It didn't even feel like it was like some crazy game from him either. He was just like super solid. You know what I mean? He didn't hit like some like 4-man Sonic Wave or anything. He just
played well. You know, didn't feed, didn't make bad rotations, just kind of on point.
Perfect itemization too. I love that he went for the Eul's BKB and then the Shivas before the Orchid, just because like the Shivas is so strong, not only because of your versus like Lycan and all his summons, but you were in a position where you knew they were gonna have to cut and try and split push on the side of the map, and so you have him just gaining this vision in the tree line, shutting out people like Zayats when he's trying to pretend to be Treant Protector, and getting themselves the W.
Armor is not a bad thing to have against this Virtus.pro matchup, that's for sure. Great stuff from Liquid. And it does seem that just drafting mobility heroes with a Grimstroke is an effective way to deal with the Lycan. Obviously, Soulbind is very good, but just Mickey and Void Spirit. There were several fights where no one would pop everything, and you just see this shape-shifted Lycan running from target to target as they kite him around.
Yeah, he had a rough game, because there were 2 fights. The one where he died under the tier 2 with the buyback from Boxy, that eventually they still ended up getting the Roche after that, but that was no one getting slowed down there. And then after that, when they had that fight under the tier 2 again in the mid lane, when he just got kited, like him and LTW. They actually focused the supports, and I thought the fight was going to go bad for Liquid because they were taking so long to kill Zayats and Solo, but Zayats and Solo were running away. So while Zayats and Solo are like trying to escape, the cores are chasing them. No one's not following them. His shapeshift is ending. LTW is not like getting fervor stacks on anyone, and then they weren't far enough away that Liquid couldn't just re-engage back on the cores and pick off some of them too. So it was a total disaster there.
All right. Well, game 1 done. Game 2 up next, folks. This is our 3rd series of the day. And of course, after this, OG versus Secret. Still a lot to look forward to. Elimination on the line. Stick around because we're coming right back after this break.